Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about how to download the free version of RsLogix 500. It's a little tricky. There's a few common pitfalls, so we'll cover several of those in this video, and hopefully it will help you install the free version of Rockwell software. So the first thing we want to do is go to compatibility.rockwellautomation.com. And if you haven't already, you'll need to create a user account before you can download the software. So you want to make sure that you accept cookies because that will be used later when we download the software. And so once you have an account created and you've enabled cookies, you'll want to go to support. And from support, you'll go to downloads. Next, we're going to scroll down to where it says drivers and firmware and click on that. And that might be confusing because we're downloading software and not firmware, but the way that you find the RsLogix Micro Lite version, which is the free version of RsLogix 500, is by searching for the firmware of a specific controller. So we're looking for the MicroLogix 1100 Series B PLC, and the model number for that PLC starts with 1763. So you'll see that when you type 1763 into the search category, it pops up the MicroLogix 1100 PLC. We'll click on that. And the ones that we want to use are going to be either version 10 or 11. These are the versions that contain the RsLogix Micro Starter Lite. So I'll click on 11 and we'll click on the download symbol to the right of the download. And it's going to ask for the login. So you'll need an account to download this software. There's several steps you'll have to go through to download the software, but I'm going to go ahead and log in with my Bakersfield College account and enter my password. And I'm going to get this error screen. So this can be confusing because we want to get past this error screen. We want to download the software, and this is currently preventing us from downloading the software. But this is very easy to get through. So you just click on the request unlock, and I always choose the need to test existing system. So in the details, in my case, I would typically put I am a teacher and would like to download RsLogix Micro Starter Lite to test PLC programs. And then you simply click unlock. It's usually immediate. You get this, your unlock request was approved, and then continue to downloads. So once we're in the downloads pop-up, we're going to look for the RsLogix Micro Starter Lite. More than likely, you'll use the English version, but there's also a Chinese version if that is the better option for you. So I'll click on the English version, and then I'll scroll down to RsLogix Emulate 500. That's the simulation software that we use to download to a PLC when we don't have a physical PLC in front of us. So I'll click on that. And then last, we want this RsLogix Classic Lite. So that's the free version of RsLogix that will allow us to configure the driver to connect to the Emulate PLC. So we want those three downloads. We're going to click downloads. Okay, so once we have the three downloads, we're going to click on the downloads cart, and this will show the three options that we've selected. These all look good. This is what you want your screen to look like. And then you click download now. One common issue at this point is the browser will cycle through a login, log out issue. It's a common problem with Rockwell downloads. Even if you have licenses for the software, it's something that happens very often. So the best way to fix that is to, one, clear your cookies, and then two, launch a incognito browser. So whether that's, if you're in Edge, I think it's called private browser. If you're in Chrome, it's an incognito. So whatever browser you're in, you need to launch the private browser, and that gets past that issue. So once you get past that issue, you'll be met with this software end user license agreement. So scroll through that or read through that and click on the accept and download to accept the conditions. And lastly, we click the direct download and choose each one of these individually. There's actually two options here. So when I clicked on the first download, it downloaded a installer, whereas this will download the individual executables for each file. So two ways of doing it. Sometimes the direct download with the individual executables is more reliable. It really just depends on your internet connection and how quick the internet speeds are. So we'll open our downloads folder and we are looking for a file that looks like this. So when we did the first download, this is what it generates. So we'll double click on that to launch the download. And that will create an icon in your system tray or your toolbar that will show you the current status of each one of the downloads. So you can see that RsLogix Emulate has already downloaded. That usually goes pretty quick. RsLogix Micro Starter Lite has also downloaded. That one also goes pretty quick. And now we're just waiting for RsLogix Classic Lite. So that's the larger of the three programs. It takes a little bit longer to download. So we just wait for that to finish before we proceed to the next step. Once the downloads are 100% complete, we're going to click on this C drive location where all of these files were stored. So we'll click open on that, and that will show the two folders that were downloaded with the different softwares that we want to use. So first we'll click on the RsLogix. We're going to extract the Micro Lite 830. We're going to double click on the setup to run through the installation of the RsLogix Micro Starter Lite version of the software. So we'll just click through all of these menus to install the software. We're going to do a complete version of the installation so that all features are available. And then we just click install and it will run through the setup process. And so we just wait for that to finish. All right, that whole process doesn't take very long. We get this completed window indicating that it's been completed. So we just click finish and the RsLogix Lite has been installed. Next, we're going to install RsLogix. So we'll double click on that. And similar, you just run through each of these setup windows, wait for everything to install. And once it's complete, you'll get a notification and that will be available to use. All right, so RsLogix Classic Lite has been installed. So we want to go back to the RA folder and now we want to install RsLogix Emulate 500. So again, this is the software that allows you to create a virtual PLC that you can download programs to and test your ladder programs. This is a fairly light installation. It doesn't take very long. So we just run through that installation process, click through all of the guided windows, accept any agreements, enter your name, select complete for the installation, and then lastly, click install to begin the process. All right, so all of our installations are now complete. We can click on the finish. If there's any remaining windows, we can exit out of the download manager. We can click out of all of the web pages that we had open to do this download. All right, so we're looking for the RsLogix Micro Lite. So we'll go to all apps and we're going to scroll down until we see Rockwell software. This is where all of our new software has been installed. And we're going to open this RsLogix Micro English. So that will take a few seconds to launch. And you'll notice this looks exactly like the software we use in class. So very little differences with this software and the software we would use in class. This is basically an identical version. It's just limited in how many devices are added and how many devices can be installed into the software. So we're going to choose a new project, and you'll notice right away that there's a much smaller list of devices that are available. The one that I like to use with the emulator is this RsLogix 1100 Series B. So we can just call that ML 1100. We don't have a communications driver set up yet, so you won't see the emulate driver there. So we'll just click OK without having the communication drivers. We can always do that later. And now we have the software that we use in class. You can use it to create the same rungs of logic that you would use in the full version of RsLogix 500 Pro. And the best thing is it's completely free. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped.